Good evening. Oh, how's everyone doing today?
Aerodynamic.
I was going to say, are you applying to be a referee in the Premier League? It's the new requirement, you know?
It is.
Guys, welcome to episode, 65 of the Monday Weekend Wrap-Up. Fantastic show lined up for you tonight. All the stars. We're actually shooting remote in Monaco. We are on a yacht. Have you seen all these yachts and stuff?
They're always there.
I saw Conor McGregor just hammered walking around Monaco for the race, you know?
Yeah, he got himself not in trouble, but there was definitely eyebrows raised about some of his behavior, apparently.
Yeah, he's out of control. End of the season, end of the Premier League season, not all the seasons. Manchester City, obviously champions. Everton getting a crucial win. Beautiful goal from Decore, saving Everton from the drop. Lots to get to. Bayern Munich, Dortmund. In Mexican League, we had Tigres beating Chivas, Guadalajara in extra time. What else? Just so much. Heading into the FA Cup final this weekend. Exciting stuff all around. But first, let's talk about who is here. Sorry, I'm a little sleep deprived. Hoff, how are you doing, Hoff?
I'm the best I've been in like 38 match weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about Spurs for 15 weeks, something like that. It's great.
Yeah, no transfers for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Either.
Well, we don't even have a manager, so who knows?
What inspired the haircut? Just summer?
Yeah, it's summer.
Nice.
It was time.
Looks
the
good.
last time I did it was right before my son was born, so it was time. And he's about to be 2, so
Okay.
yep, it's about time.
Nice, man. Cool. Milo, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I mean, it's Monday. It was a long day of work, so I feel a bit jaded today. I got to be honest.
Oh, no holiday for you guys.
No.
It's Memorial Day for us.
We had a long weekend last weekend.
Oh.
May long in Canada. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hoff Sins. Sorry, I just read Hoff Sins in chat. Hoffy
Okay.
Sins. Do you get it? No? Maybe? All right, never mind.
No.
You could be basically United's third coach, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's the PC.
More to try with dripping in irony there, dude. Arsenal finally won a game. We won 26 this season. Liverpool won 19.
Liverpool barely scraped a draw this weekend, right?
You know, there's that old saying: people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Oh man.
That applies to you right now.
I feel like we're all in the same house though right now, you know? We're in chat together.
Oh, we ended up with the trophy. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, is it? We're going to be dealing with more to try. Wait, where's NL? Might as well get him out of the way. Come on, bring out all the fucking
man.
trolls. Bring all the trolls
NL's
out. Let's
next
get it out of the
level.
way. Good Lord.
NL is next level. But yeah, let's just talk Premier League real quick. Let's get this out of the way. Arsenal Wolves. Arsenal 5, Wolves 0. Emphatic win at home for Arsenal.
Preseason friendly vibes, man.
Yeah, isn't it?
Well, I was astonished by some of the discourse in the Discord. Not mine, in your live match chat. There are people that don't seem to realize that when a team is solidified in second place and another team is mid-table with fuck all to play for on either side, that you're just going to have like a preseason-esque game. Everyone's on holiday, man. like it wasn't going to be anything more than that. I just was I didn't even respond to a couple of the more directed comments because I'm like, if you don't realize that there's nothing at stake here, then I can't help you. You know what I mean? That game was nothing but a Granit Xhaka send-off pie. That's all it was. 2 goals for the man, the myth, the legend. Rumors of a new contract now. No, I don't know. I think it's unlikely that he's on his way. And I'd like to thank him for his service.
Yeah, Arteta did say he doesn't, he kind of was very, poker face about a move. I don't know. Could he stay? Any chance?
Could he stay? I mean, look, I wouldn't mind him staying for depth, right? I've talked about depth from week 1, and the depth ultimately cost us. Next season, we're going to embark back in the Champions League and hope to put up another challenge, right? So with those things in mind, having Xhaka but if he doesn't want to be on the bench, and if he's adamant that no, I got to play, then maybe it is time he moved on. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of factors at work there behind the scenes that you just don't know about. Rumors that his wife would like to move back as well, and not, maybe their time in London's come to an end, which is understandable. I mean, if you're not from there. Yeah. I think he's given us. It's been an up and down spell for him here, hasn't it? Really, it's obviously it was going all-time low at one point, not that long ago, really 2 seasons ago now, or 3 seasons ago now, and then it's quite the redemption arc. I thought he was really, really good this season, but yeah, there you go. I have an emote of Granit Xhaka for a reason on my channel.
Yeah, it was good goals from him. Hopping in getting in the box.
He could have had a first 35-minute hat trick. Did you see he missed an easier one than the second goal?
I missed that one. I had the Peacock goal zone on, so they just showed the goals only. And they were showing the Everton game mainly.
Yeah, Socko, I agree, and I would love that. However, if as a player you feel that that's not what you want to do, play a Hendo / Milner role. Right? If you feel that you could be a starter for a team in the Bundesliga, maybe you would want to go do that, right? I think it's a lot of it. And if you've earned the right to decide that for yourself in your career, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It leaves us with a hole to fill. I would rather have him on the bench than El Neni.
How about a move to Tottenham for Xhaka? That would be ultimate.
It wouldn't happen.
Would you take him? Would you take him off?
No. It's not. I just don't. We normally don't buy players that old. I don't care where he comes from. If he helps the team, sure, but I don't think he would help.
Yeah,
he's not what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, we have more midfielders than I know what to do with.
So the rumors are, did you hear the rumor of my boy Kochku going to Arsenal? The guy I've been going on about.
I got to be honest with you, dude. We're linked with every single person that's ever laced a football boot right now. It's a little bit silly. It's silly season has begun because we've had a good year, because we've got some money in the kitty. We are linked with every person that's ever sniffed a blade of grass in their life.
So you're okay. Well, that type of player is a midfielder, so he would fill in. He's kind of like a Cazorla-esque, a little slower, but Cazorla, but better range of passing, I'd say. Yeah. And then you've also been linked with a guy from.
Just name a player. Name any player, and we've been linked with him. It's fine.
I forget his name. It's like Sasha Boy or something.
Yeah, right back.
Right back. So you guys, what I'm getting at is you're looking at a midfielder. Like there's rumors of a midfielder. There's rumors of a right back. Any other? I think right back is definitely a position you guys are looking at. Cancelo, right? That's a upper end right back.
It's right. The right back depth is key because you've got Ben White and Tomiyasu when he does come back. I know Tomiyasu's injury is a little bit harsher than perhaps was first thought. So both Tomiyasu and Ben White have the ability to also be centre-back cover, right? So if you bring in a right-back option that can compete for the starting right-back berth, that also frees up depth at centre-back, which I'm okay with both of those players as depth centre-backs as well.
Right. Yeah. So I definitely think it'll be interesting to see who you guys go for at right back. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more rumors coming up. Can't really tough to judge off that. I thought Saka had a really good game. I thought he looked really good.
He did. His goal. I loved his goal. It was a very FIFA goal. You know, that like instant cutback.
Yeah.
You know where like like on PES you would. I'm not going to say eFootball. Fuck eFootball. But like on PES, you'd experience some more physics based turning. Do you know what I mean? Saka just seemed to cut the ball back like in a millisecond and then bang. You know what I mean? It's a really nice finish, I thought.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Did you hear about his contract? They wanted to sign him to a long-term contract, but Saka wanted a release clause. And since Arsenal didn't want a release clause, they made it a 4-year contract with no release clause.
Yeah.
So he can't leave, you know.
Yeah. I think
I'm just getting at the fact that, you know, he wants a release clause. I think that's interesting.
I wonder if a lot of players and their agents want release clauses these days, to be honest. I think it works in their favor, right? It puts them in a more powerful position. And I think that it's, from a business standpoint, I think it's that more than anything else. I don't read anything into it personally, but, you know, each to your own.
Right.
As far as the details of the contract itself, to me, it doesn't matter. We can't sit here for the whole season talking about how we need to close the gap between us and City and then balk at paying one of our best players a premium wage.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just make us hypocrites. So I've got no comments whatsoever. He signed it. We got 4 years. Let's go.
300K or something like that. Good.
That's the rumored. Yeah, I don't think it's official, but yeah, it's somewhere in that region. But I mean,
281. I think.
Yeah. So I mean, you know what? Like I said, you can't balk at that after talking about what we've talked about. You just can't. It's nothing but a good thing. I don't see anything but positives in that situation.
Yeah, he's the benchmark though, right? He's going to be the benchmark at Arsenal. And
I mean, he'll be the benchmark if you are a proven Premier League player with a high number of goal contributions. You're a starting player. You're one of the first names on the team sheet each week. Then yeah, I'd say it's a benchmark.
Yeah, it's good.
If you're not, then you're not. You know,
right? he's
NL. Why don't you just fuck off? Yeah, like why don't you just shut the fuck up, dude?
He's out of control, man. He's out of control.
Honestly.
He played I think he started every single game for Arsenal, or he played every Premier League game for Arsenal in the past 2 seasons. I think he's the only one to have done that. It's pretty good. I think he's gonna do really well for you guys. I think he's a good benchmark to have. He has the work rate. It seems like he has the right attitude. Obviously he's from the academy, everything. I think he's going to be a great long-term signing for you guys, and he's a perfect player to build around. So I like the contract.
Yeah.
I can't see him like getting relaxed or something like that.
I mean, you would hope not. He doesn't strike me as that kind of player. So yeah. I mean, well, we could be wrong, but yeah, I'd be very, very surprised. There's a reason, spoiler alert for later in the show, there's a reason that he's in all of our team in the season.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game, let's go to Spurs real quick. Let's go to Spurs. Spurs played Leeds in a slightly important match for both clubs, though Villa's win over Brighton secured their Conference League place. But Spurs still beat Leeds 4-1. Pretty big result. Hoff, what are your thoughts on that one?
I didn't have any expectations. I didn't really care. Yeah, Kane got 2 more. I mean, Leeds looked not even like focusing on Tottenham, Leeds looked absolutely terrible. They looked like a team that should have gone down, and they did. But they're just bad. It's like complete night and day from the team they were at the beginning of the season. It's crazy just how much they dropped off this year. But yeah, I thought Spurs played well for the most part. Lucas Moura got a send-off goal. If you want to see terrible defending, watch Lucas Moura's goal, because Leeds just let him like walk through. I think it was like 5 or 6 defenders. It was bad.
But it was Lucas Moura's last game, right?
Yeah. He's going somewhere. Rumors are back to Brazil, in the Brazilian league, but I don't think that's been announced. But yeah, his contract is up. He's not coming back. Pedro Porro had a nice goal as well. Nice to see, and he was playing as a right wing, right midfielder, because they used 4 at the back with Emerson at right back. So it's kind of nice because Emerson's pretty solid defensively. Once he gets like in the attacking third, he gets a little squirrely and excited. But yeah, so that gives Porro, I guess, more license to be creative and attack in the attack. And Pedro Porro did take João Felix's check. Yes, he did.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Is it a De Bruyne Courtois situation?
I don't know if it was that bad.
Okay, whatever. We'll research later. I'm
researching it now.
There we go. Harry Kane, 2 goals for Harry Kane.
Yep.
Harry Kane has. I looked it up because we'll be doing team of the season later, guys. By the way, in chat, we got our Premier League team of the season. We're gonna look at. Cultured even wired in his team of the season remotely, so we'll be looking at that. But I was looking at stats, and Harry Kane has overperformed his XG by 8, which is pretty remarkable for. It's quite a bit. 8 is quite a bit. Like that's a healthy amount compared to Haaland, who I think was who also did overperform, but I don't think it was that high.
Mm-hmm. He's the only player to score more than 30 goals twice, or 30 or more goals twice in a Premier League season.
Yeah. This is the first time Spurs have finished outside without European football since 2007-8, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit concerning. Still no word on the manager, though. I did. You mentioned a certain Gallardo, right?
Mm-hmm. Marcelo Gallardo, yeah.
So I found a picture of Marcelo Gallardo. They have erected a statue in his name. Did you see this statue?
I haven't. No.
Let me pull up the statue here.
Is it as good as the Cristiano Ronaldo statue?
This is the statue they have erected for Marcelo Gallardo.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good statue.
Fans were taking note of the package.
Oh,
and the artist, even said himself that he purposefully made the package larger to as a metaphor for how hard the team played. I thought that was funny.
Okay, fair enough.
Zoom in for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's Marcelo down there, I think. Gallardo.
Yep.
That's his package. That's him holding some trophy. I don't know. It's a bit lackluster, but anyways, it is what it is. It'll be there for. It's 8 meters tall, I think, or something. No, that's more than 8 meters.
The package is 8 meters tall, or the whole thing.
Yeah, the package is 8 meters.
Okay, just
that was
checking.
Pretty interesting. That was pretty interesting. Anyhow, we'll get to more things later. But yeah, no manager yet.
Yeah. Do have something from the Pedro Porro update desk.
Ooh.
Okay. Do we have a photo?
But this is an old rumor from last year. So she had to deny an affair with Pedro Porro, but recently she was spotted getting up close and personal with Lando Norris.
Ooh.
So, and
Lando.
she's had to deny that as well. You know, that's two
Lando.
massive denials. You know what they say, man? There's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jeez. Lando. Lando scenes driving a little mini car around Monaco. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, so every F1 weekend they have a lot of events that just aren't televised. And there'll be stuff like, driving different cars around the tracks, or driving a celebrity around the track in a GT car or in a road car at ridiculous speeds. There's a ton of stuff that happens across the weekend that just doesn't make it to the broadcast.
Neymar was there, Marco Verratti, Donnarumma, all the stars. Chris Rock was out there as well. Everybody was out there. It's pretty cool.
Martin Brundle botched the Thibaut Courtois interview. I felt so bad for him.
What did he say?
He was he's like, oh, here's Real Madrid's goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, and he walks up to him and he starts talking to him as if he's actually Spanish. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure you're pulling for your fellow Spaniard Fernando Alonso. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Big Sam, or no, Weston McKennie is not going to be. He has a relegation clause in his contract, so he's going back to Juventus. They were chanting. They were calling him fat. Basically, they were fat shaming Weston McKennie, my boy, as he was subbed off against Spurs. The Leeds fans, they hated him.
Really?
And apparently, he has the lowest win rate of any player in the Premier League or something, because he came in January and Leeds were just horrible. But yeah, so he's going back to Juventus.
Not the first season in the Prem you hoped for him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Will Smith was there. Hopefully it wasn't there. But yeah, a lot of release clauses. Speaking of the other team that's relegated, or speaking of relegation, the other team that was relegated is Leicester City, despite winning 2-1 against West Ham. That Everton win, which we'll get to in a sec, takes Leicester down. Question for everybody: is this the most talented team to get relegated?
No, and I've got some backup information which I sourced on my phone. So let me just grab that.
Nice. Go ahead.
I did this when I was at work earlier in a break.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple injuries early on in the season, but still, the Tielemans, Madison.
Yeah, I've got three teams that I think were better. Leicester, I'm sure we'll get into it, and I'll obviously get both of your thoughts on the team as well. They never replaced the bedrock players that, after winning that title, they sold some players, and then they never replaced them, and then they never upgraded anyone else, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the owners and the board, because the investment wasn't there. Was there something off about how Ranieri left? Like, why did they get rid of him?
I can't remember why they got rid of him, but I do know that COVID hit them pretty hard, because their owners are in either Philippines or Thailand, and well, I mean, this is after the title, but they won a FA Cup, I believe, right? Somewhere in there too. So the investment
I feel like the
slowed down
owners,
because tourism is just destroyed by COVID.
Yeah,
that was a big thing for them.
I feel like these owners think that Jamie Vardy is going to play forever. You know, he'll fire them back up probably. Just watch. He'll get 30 goals and they'll be back.
Yeah.
Doesn't he drink like a Red Bull, and like he drinks a Red Bull before every game? I remember watching like a little video about him.
He looks like the kind of person that smokes a 10, 20 pack as well over the course of the weekend, I don't know. That might be maybe I'm being stereotypical. I don't know. I'm reflecting myself on him, my younger self on him. But yeah, the three teams I identified that I thought were better was West Ham 2002-2003, and their squad featured Jermaine Defoe, David James in goal, Michael Carrick, Paolo Di Canio. They had a really good squad. So yeah, that West Ham team I thought was good. I had Leeds 2003-2004. Viduka, Alan Smith, David Batty were still there, so it was a good team.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which honorable mention, is from 96-97, which would be Middlesbrough, led by Juninho. That team was decent as well. I was surprised that they went down. I thought those three sides were pretty talented. Newcastle also probably should make the list because they've been relegated with good teams as well in the past.
That's what I was going to bring. Yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah.
I mean, Shearer was the manager when they went down, I think. Interim manager.
Interim, yeah.
Yeah. So Leicester, I mean, Tielemans, Madison, Barn. I mean, they got a nice team. It's a decent team.
What players stick around? Like, of the players that would have suitors, what players stay at Leicester next season? Any of them?
No idea.
Let's bring up their squad.
They got a lot of nice players, man. Daka, Amarte, Tielemans, Barnes, Iheanacho, Madison. Somade.
Madison strongly linked with Arsenal this week. And again, like I said, everybody is, but
Right.
still, you might as well add him to your list, Carl, if you're going to keep track of Arsenal who they're linked with.
Soyuncu already agreed a deal to go somewhere else, didn't he? I thought he did.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember where, but I thought I remembered seeing that he agreed to go somewhere else.
Yeah. So they'll be clearing out a lot of players there probably.
I reckon Dewsbury Hall will stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Harvey Barnes.
Johnny Evans will stay. Vardy will stay for sure.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the team that didn't get relegated. Everton. Beautiful goal from Ducote. Did you see that goal? Beauty goal. What minute was it in? It was second half? 57th minute, yeah. Beautiful goal from outside the box. He played really well. I thought Everton. I'm glad Everton stayed up. I have a soft spot for Everton from all the from the Tim Howard days and Landon Donovan loan. And then United, Saha went over there. There's a little connection there. They're nearby. We loan players there, sell players there, and stuff like that. Phil Neville was the captain there, famously, from last week's trivia that we didn't get. So a little sour. 2 weeks ago.
Trivia tonight if we have time.
Yeah, I think we should try to do some trivia. But yeah, Everton's another example where they're invested, but they never got a backup for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, right? So that was always like a problem. They sold Gordon, they didn't replace him, really. So it could have been a Leicester situation, really. Everton or Leicester going down is kind of big.
Yeah.
But yeah, Everton stay up. Never been relegated. Other matches, we had Brentford defeating Man City. Man City make full change squad for basically second week in a row. Last week against Brighton, they kind of played. I don't know. Pep said they drank all the alcohol in Manchester in the last 24 hours or something, and then they lost that game, and then they lost to Brentford as well with a full changed lineup. Maybe I wonder if. I meant to look up what Pep did last time he won the trebles, how much, cushion he had going into those final cup games. But I wonder if that will change the rhythm going into the FA Cup final this Saturday. Who they'll be facing is Manchester United, who won 2-1 against Fulham. Nice David De Gea penalty save at 1-0 to keep it 1-0. And then a nice comeback win for United. Beautiful goal from Bruno. Nice pass from Fred. Fred's being linked to Fulham now because he was talking to the Fulham manager Silva after the match. Did you guys watch the United game by any chance? No. I'm guessing you did. After the match, though,
no.
Ten Hag, you know how they do they get the microphone out and they talk to the people,
Yeah.
Ten Hag, amazing speech.
Not as good as Arteta's, but sure.
I was ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to war right now for him if he needs me to. Now, I heard Arteta's too. It was better than Arteta's. I'm going to be honest. I heard it. I
it's
didn't get chills
subjective,
when
isn't
I
it?
heard
Of
I don't
course
get
you feel
chills
that
when I
way.
listen to Arteta.
Dude, I got chills. I went from
Back
6
the
to midnight.
process. Trust
I went
this
from
process.
6 to midnight, bro.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. It was all pretty like whatever. Anyways, it was good. It was good to hear Ten Hag's. Also, Ten Hag's English was really bad in the beginning. He's really improved it, and hopefully he continues to improve it because that was a big criticism of him in Holland. Right? He even spoke Dutch, or I don't know the language. They spoke he spoke a different dialect, like a country. He was like from the country or something. So they would always make fun of him at Ajax, and even his English is a little funky for a Dutchman. But yeah, we got the cup final on Saturday. I don't know how it's gonna go. I think Fred will start in the midfield alongside Casemiro instead of Eriksen for that mobility and pressing strength, and I feel like Rashford will start at striker. Anthony is expected to be back, but Jadon Sancho, honorable mention, he's playing out of his socks last 2 games. I know it's the end of the season, but he's playing some really good football right now. So hopefully he can keep that form up.
Do you feel like you should have rested a few more players against Fulham?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with the Man City thing. Is Man City rotated their full squad.
Yeah.
They
they had a nothing game, right? City had
they had an
game.
absolutely nothing game. We secured third with a win. But also I think Ten Hag wanted to keep the rhythm, with the squad. And I kind of like that. The front 6, I think, that played against Fulham, with the exception of Garnacho for Anthony, I think will be our starting front 6 against City with Fred, Casemiro midfield.
Are we gonna do predictions?
We can do some predictions.
Let's do it.
I'll go. Hold on, go ahead. You guys go first. I'm gonna simulate in my mind.
Wait the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, real quick.
I'm sorry, Cart, but I think City are gonna win. I think it's gonna be 3-1.
Yeah. See, I think if there's an early goal, we lose. Either team scores an early goal, we lose. So it's
You want it to be one of those tight affairs.
I think it'll be like 1-1 into extra time.
Ooh.
I hope. That's all I can hope for.
I feel like in another season, I would say you got a good chance of that. But I feel like City have just, I just think they're too much for everyone this year, especially in the second half of the season onwards.
Yeah. Nah, I think City are clear favorites, so it's an uphill battle for us.
Yeah.
I think, but if anybody can do it between us and Inter, I think we can do it. We did it once, but that was at home. But I don't know. I feel like our team can. I'm hoping we can rise to the occasion. It'll be a Varane Lindelof center back pairing, probably Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. I don't know. You never know. It depends on how our how we keep possession, how our wingers play. Just basic execution. I mean, if we have I know we can defend, right? I know we can. I believe that Ten Hag will have him in the right mindset to defend. I don't think we'll have a massive defeat.
Who starts in defense?
It's going to be Shaw, Lindelof, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Casemiro, Bruno, and then probably Sancho, Rashford, Anthony. But I'd like to see Garnacho, but I don't think we would do that to a youngster like Arsenal would or something. We wouldn't throw in a youngster in that situation. We bring him on off the bench, let him, give him not 90 minutes.
We bringing on Trossard these days. That's not a kid coming off the bench.
But Saka and Martinelli are starting the game,
and both having excellent seasons. Yes, thank you. Good point.
Yeah, no, I mean we did the same to Rashford. Rashford won. He won the FA Cup at 18 or something. Yeah, so we're.
I've got 2-1 United. Rashford brace.
Ooh, I'd like that. Rashford just was named our player of the season and players player of the season.
If What if
Today.
he has a picture with Lewis Hamilton the day before the game?
Hat trick, 3-1.
He hasn't been right since. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm just saying, that form he won these awards with, that form ended with a picture posted with Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if it was that day or whatever. It's not the picture with Lewis Hamilton that's the problem. It's the posting on social media that's the problem. The picture's fine. Take all the pictures you want.
All right, if he scores a brace and you beat City 2-1, would you allow him to have his picture taken with Lewis Hamilton again that night?
You know, would I like him to post it on social media? No. Just don't post it on social media. You can take the picture.
Unfortunately, that's what the kids do, man. Post it online.
I think it's at like 6:30 in the morning, I want to say. It's pretty early for us on the West Coast. I'm not sure, actually. Anyways, other games. What do we have? We had Southampton, Liverpool playing a 4-4 draw. Pretty what's it called? Reflective of a Liverpool season. Just they went down 2-0, I think. Oh no, they went up 2-0. Then Southampton came back 2-2, and then Southampton went up 4-2, and then Liverpool came back 4-4. But yeah, Liverpool 70 million deal for McAllister sounds like it's gone through today. McAllister obviously crying on his final home game for Brighton. I don't know. What do you guys feel about this crying business on your last game?
If you have a connection to something, and even if you're leaving for good reasons, I think we're all wired differently, man. I mean, if you feel emotional about something, let it out, man. There's no stigma for that anymore, man.
You know what my high school coach told me about that?
No, I don't, because I wasn't there.
You're crying. He said you cry because you have regrets.
I mean, maybe he's just really gonna miss.
He didn't leave it all on the field, type of thing, you know.
I mean, maybe he's just really gonna miss certain people or certain aspects of Brighton and the club and the fans, and maybe he loves the tea lady. I don't know. You know, there could be any one of a billion reasons that it made him emotional leaving. I think it's I think it's perfectly human.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea of that.
If
you leave it all out on the field and you gave your best, you wouldn't.
You could also be physically and emotionally spent by giving it your all on the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
True.
I mean, you've seen you were a big CR7 fan at one point. He cried all the time.
He cried after winning the he cried in happiness, not.
He cried every time they got knocked out of anything. He cried.
Okay,
Where were you then saying, "Oh"? So, newsflash, everyone.
I'm talking about
Cartwheel is trying to continue the century-old stigma that you're a bitch if you cry.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Outrageous.
You can cry out of happiness.
Listen, chat, if you're listening, if you feel it, if you need to let it out, I want you to cry right now. Just let it out. There's nothing wrong with it. Mental health forever.
No, you can cry out of happiness. You know, but crying when you leave a club, you should. I don't know. Like that's. You know, I don't know. It's just. It's like John Terry. You know, shirt off, captain's armband on. 26th minute, by the way. They subbed him off in the 26th minute, right? Standing ovation. He's crying. What? Like, anyways, okay. You know,
just Google CR7 crying, and you'll see about 35 pictures of one of your idols bawling his eyes out at various stages of his career.
I'm talking about when you leave a club or retire.
He didn't.
That's what I'm talking about.
You don't think he cried when he left Man United?
No.
He did.
No, dude, I don't think so.
Yes, he did.
The first time?
I doubt it.
Yeah, not the second time. Obviously, not the second time.
No,
the second
definitely
time
not the first time.
Yes,
definitely
he did, dude.
No
he was
way.
crying all the time.
No way.
Tears,
No way.
just tears all over. And it's okay. Cristiano, if you're watching, it's okay. Don't listen to Cart. You're allowed to cry.
No, you can cry. You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, what I think of it is you didn't, you're crying because you didn't achieve what you set out to achieve, or you have regrets. That's
all right.
That's what my coach told me, and I kind of go along with it.
Maybe your coach was
if you did your best, you wouldn't feel anything. You would just feel like you'd feel proud and happy, and you move on.
Have you ever
life.
considered that your coach was just an archaic dinosaur with no regard whatsoever?
That would make me feel a lot better about some things.
All right, we're about to go into therapy time.
You know what he said? He said our entire season, it was me and my buddy Edgar. We were the midfielders. And he said, your entire season depends on these two guys. If these guys play well, we win. And we didn't win that much. So I felt like it was my fault. But he that's how he was. He was just, I don't know. He played Division I college, and he said that he was crying after his last Division I game, and he said that's when he told us, he was like, we were crying because we had regrets. We didn't leave it all on the field. No.
Well, Iran says that Roy Keane cried when he left Man United. He can't have had any regrets. So why did he cry?
Roy Keane cried when he left United?
Yep.
Well, maybe he did have regret. Maybe he did have regrets.
Over what?
I mean, people cry because they're happy.
He called out those people on MUTV, didn't he? That's the whole thing that happened, right? When Sir Alex had to kick him out because he said some things about some academy players or something, some conduct, something happened.
It wasn't. He didn't leave on the best terms. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I had a dickhead coach. He was kind of a dickhead, dude. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
I don't know. We never.
He was an alcoholic, I think. I think. Anyways, that's besides the point. Chelsea got a point, 1-1 against Newcastle. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. They were safe from relegation a while ago.
Ugarte's 70 million to Chelsea. Holding midfielder pivot from Sporting Lisbon. Pochettino's first signing, apparently. Pochettino's been announced. Hoff does not feel anything about that situation.
I don't believe him.
May he continue Chelsea's success that they had this year.
Okay.
I'll be 100% honest with you. When I read your tweet earlier today, I wanted to reply, if you really didn't care, you wouldn't have tweeted this.
So I have that.
Should we let loose on the
thing?
tweets? Should we let loose on the tweets and the replies? Is that something we want to do or no?
What do you mean?
Something.
What other tweets?
Just like I reacted to the Rashford tweet.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I read
and then
that.
Since then, I haven't. I've just been like, screw this. This is like, that's when I realized I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm one of those Twitter people now. And I haven't done it since.
That was funny though, dude.
Like weekly, like, oh my god, I just want.
I really enjoyed that show. Reading that tweet out, that was great.
That was pretty funny.
It made for good content.
Here we go. One sec. Roberto Firmino played his final game for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Firmino crying proves this mentality is wrong. Okay, maybe.
Firmino,
Maybe.
What do you think? One of the best Brazilians to play in the Prem.
For
Most
sure.
consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a unique player as well.
Yeah.
I like that about Firmino.
He was a scourge to Arsenal. I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember. Liverpool's been pretty good while he's been there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
He's probably always messed up United. Rumors is he could be going to Madrid.
Who signed him?
Replacement. I think right before Klopp.
Was that Rodgers?
Yeah,
Is it Brendan? Was it a Brendan signing?
I think so.
It was Brendan.
It was Rodgers, yeah. It was like I think it was the one transfer window before Klopp came in. Yeah, but apparently Madrid and Benzema possibly going to Saudi Arabia. There's rumors, so it could be. You know what they're talking about? Benzema to Al Ittihad, I think. Ronaldo at Al Nassr and Messi to, I don't know, Al Nasri. I don't know what it
If you're Madrid and Benzema's leaving, you're not going to sign a 31-year-old Roberto Firmino.
Yeah, it could be what's it called? Stopgap? That's what
Maybe, but it just doesn't fit the profile of a Madrid team that is looking for a new number 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
I feel like I know Barcelona are in the hunt for that Brazilian, that youngster, that Vitor Roque.
He scored a beautiful goal this weekend as well.
Yeah, he looks good. He's been linked with, surprise, surprise, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Also, I believe Barcelona are actually on the way to, like, close to signing him. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Barca's heavily linked with him.
Mm-hmm.
Madrid also linked with Harry Kane. Daniel Levy's reportedly saying he doesn't want to sell Kane to a rival. You know.
Yeah.
And they were saying that selling him for 100 million or whatever it is to United, and denting their chances of getting back into the Champions League football is worse than just letting his contract run out and preparing for the future type of thing.
I think
for this next season.
I think you'd have to agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I mean, it makes him staying much more plausible, and the idea of him going to Madrid. But the pushback on the Madrid I read was that Madrid's plans of signing Haaland would be dented by Kane going to Madrid, which I like. I like the sound of that. Haaland leaving, I like that.
Again, I think age-wise, it would still be somewhat of a stopgap between. I don't know. Sure. I mean, I still think Madrid somehow might end up with Mbappe.
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen. I'd really like to see that happen.
That's the kind of player that, obviously it almost happened, right? And then, I don't know. It's been an up and down season for him. I know that Mbappe's linked to the club financially and all that now, so who knows the ins and outs. But rumors where he's not happy there. I think, is he just one of those disgruntled players though? No matter where he goes, he might not be happy.
They had an awards ceremony, one of these just recently, I think. And the comment or the interviewer asked him, if he wants to stay or whatever, if he's happy. He's like, yes, I have a contract at PSG, so I'll stay another year. But they cut to like the people in the audience. They cut to Thierry Henry, and Henry gave his like classic like smug kind of like smile, like looking down, hand in mouth,
like he knew that Mbappe was going to Arsenal.
Or like I think Arsenal should make that type of signing. Like, that's what you guys need.
The thing is, at the time Mbappe emerged,
dick on the table.
I agree, but at the time Mbappe emerged, we weren't in that position, right?
Yeah.
So
It costs a lot.
It wasn't just about the cost, also where we were in terms of competitions and competitiveness and all the rest of it, right? So I always said, though, like, I would use Thierry in any deal for a young French, like, amazing player. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially a forward. I would have Thierry, spend time with him. Uncle Thierry, he'd be referred to in that player's household. Do you know what I mean?
Titi.
He would be around so much because I'd be like, make sure you feed him to us. You know what I mean? And the biggest one is, imagine if he'd have got his hands on, this is going to sound wrong, if he'd have got his hands on a young Mbappe, but like, if he got his hands on a young Mbappe and challenged him, can you beat my goal? Can you beat my goal record?
Yeah.
That's what I would have him do. Like, have Henry like challenge him to like go there and see if you can beat it. Like set him a. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I hope I just hope Mbappe moves, man. I don't want to. I mean, look, it's gonna sound. There'll be one person in chat being like, "Oh, the French league is so good.
I know.
You prem, you prem
Elitist.
Premier League elitist, yeah."
Yeah.
But like, no, I want to see him. I mean, even La Liga. Go to La Liga or go to England. I'm not saying I want him at United or whatever. I mean, obviously we would all take him, but leave France. We want to see his talents.
Yeah.
In a different league. But yeah,
he's like you said in the summer. He's won everything there is to win already, apart from Champions League, I guess. So, yeah, I'd like to see him tested in another league, and we know he'll pass the test.
Yeah,
but yeah,
man,
I would take him in a heartbeat, but that would be $500,000 a week wages and God knows.
Yeah. Other little things I got for Premier League stuff. I have a list of Chelsea club records broken this season. Okay. They had the most expensive transfer window, 611 million. They signed their most expensive player, 121 million. They signed their most expensive manager for 23 million. They had the most managers in a top flight season for Chelsea, which was 4. They had their lowest goals for in a top flight season. Can you guess how many?
What was the last stat?
How many goals they scored this season in the Premier League?
18.
No.
48.
Closer. Yeah, you guys both have an 8 in there. It's 38.
38,
goal per
okay.
game.
Do you know what's funny? I read that about over a week ago, and I read that stat line, so it was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I know 18 is the first number that jumped into my head. So
fewest points with 44. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, sorry, I read this wrong. Fewest wins with 11. I thought it said 1 for a second. It's 11. Lowest goal difference, -9. Most losses in a 38-game season, 16. And lowest finish with 12. That's 10. There might be more. I don't know. That's insane from Chelsea.
a really bad season. And the fact that more people aren't talking about that is bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think Lampard gets it's like a freebie for him, but it doesn't feel like a freebie.
If he wasn't bad everywhere else he's been, maybe.
And he's also intrinsically tied to the club, so
yeah,
it's always going to face more scrutiny. It was a terrible decision on his part to go there.
His stint at Everton combined with Chelsea, if you combine those stints, it ends up being, I think, 37 or 38 games, and the only team he has more points than is Southampton. It's just really bad. Oh, another thing. Can you guess who there's a quick trivia for Chad as well. Can you guess the only outfield player in the Premier League to play every minute of the 22-23 season?
Ooh.
I mean, say it one more time.
It's a tough one. Who played every single minute of every single game? It is a defender. It's a tough one.
Jeez.
It's kind of a tough one. Thiago Keita. Arthur
Lewis
Melo.
Dunk.
It's not Lewis Dunk.
Damn.
He plays for Everton.
Oh.
Ooh, close, Maroon. I think he was his teammate at one time.
Tarkowski
Tarkowski is correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's his first name? James?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Tarkowski was usually one of the first names in my FPL team, although I stopped playing it, in November.
Yeah. Oh, on that
that.
Weston McKennie situation. Weston McKennie's father. Did you see what his father tweeted? Okay, I'll read the tweet and then I'll tell you what he retweeted. And if you can get this, I'll be amazed. Okay. His father John McKenney says, "All the best to Leeds United Football Club. For those who supported Weston in a hostile environment, you have my respect. For those who failed to remember, it's a team sport. You live to fight another day." These were talking about the chants against him being a fat ass. And do you know what he retweeted this with?
No.
This is also the 9th. I think it's the 10-year anniversary of Harambe being shot. The gorilla. He retweeted the Harambe video of the Harambe capturing the child or whatever.
Yeah.
And wrote this above it in his retweet. Isn't that weird?
Very weird.
Yeah.
Man.
By the way, what are your thoughts on the Harambe video? Did you guys see that video? I saw it for the first time, to be honest, just this week.
I haven't seen
Big silverback gorilla. A kid jumps over the the fence, and a big silverback gorilla grabs the kid. And you know what I learned? Gorillas have no physically violent abilities. It's all show. It's all for show, you know? They act big, tough.
Mm-hmm.
They can't like rip into skin, you know? Like a fight between a lion and a gorilla, who wins?
Probably a lion.
I thought a gorilla would, but a lion.
The only thing is, right, I guess there have been other incidents where kids have fallen in and there have been gorillas that have sort of taken care of them.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
There was a famous one before, but that was not a silverback. You know, the problem is the silverback is the protector of that. I don't know what they call them. Tribe?
Right.
Group? Well, what is a group of gorillas? A gaggle? What are they?
Probably.
A gaggle of gorillas.
Mostly.
What are they? What's a group of gorillas?
Oh, they always have weird names. You're right. They could
tribe?
be gaggle.
A troop.
Be.
A troop of gorillas. All right. Yeah, a troop of gorillas. So, like, the silverback is the warden, the protector, out of all of them, he would be the most aggressive, right? And even if a lot of it is for show, it's normally enough to ward things off. But I know there was another famous story. I forget where it was, but the kid fell in, and it was a female gorilla that had a baby gorilla on her back that scooped the kid up and went and sat in the corner with the kid in her arms and the baby on her back as well, and they just went and were able to get the kid off the female.
Oh, wow.
So that was different. Like, I think this one, I guess it would have been nice had they tranquilized Harambe, but
yeah, that's what I thought too. But you know what they said? They said that they didn't want to aggravate the gorilla by tranquilizing it.
Yeah, because it's not instant, right? Tranquilization isn't instant. It's unfortunate, and Maroon's right in some respects. You got to look at why did the parents allow that to happen?
Craziness.
There's some videos, some horrible videos out there if you go looking enough.
Yeah. Other news. Any other Premier League news you guys got? I don't got much else here. Oh, today, the championship playoff final. So who gets into? No, not
League One.
Not the League One. Yeah, League One playoff final. Wednesday versus Barnsley. 15 years after Dean Windass scored the championship playoff final winning goal for Hull, Josh Windass scored the winning goal for Sheffield Wednesday in the League One playoff final today. Which is pretty neat. Dean Windass, he was like a Wayne Rooney older uncle type of thing looking guy. He's a huge guy. He was huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Dean Windass? He was just a massive number 9.
From a physical age, you know, I feel like the football back then was you were able to be bigger as well, you know.
Yeah,
that's something that's changed, like athleticism and that physical side of it's not as kind of like hockey where you would have had an enforcer. Like you could afford to have a Windass in your team.
Yeah.
Whereas now I don't think you can. Yeah.
I got one What is this? This is a oh, whoa, hold on. This is a change from last season to this season. They're showing the improvement in points. Wow. So Newcastle with the most improved, United after them, Villa, then Arsenal, and Chelsea obviously dropped 30 points. Liverpool down 25 points, which is pretty massive. Early season injuries, I think. The early season turbulence kind of screwed them over, I think. Leicester dropping a lot of points. West Ham, right? They were in a bit of a relegation scare as well. Mm-hmm. Who of these teams, these top four, who do you think will have gain the most points? Basically, the next season. Will Arsenal improve on 84 points?
If they want to if they want to compete for the title, they'll probably have to.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
I think 84 now would have to be their target. But like, I do think from a in-club perspective, I think personally, I don't know how you guys feel about your team, but I really hope they don't look at those stats. Look at the next game. I like that next game is all that matters philosophy,
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think Chelsea will definitely improve on 44 with Pochettino. And I imagine Liverpool will too.
Not too hard to do for them.
Right?
Well, it shouldn't be. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well, should we look at our teams of the season?
Sure.
Let's do it, guys. We got our teams of the season.
Should we start with
these 4 tabs? I don't know whose is who because they're all random names.
Okay. I was gonna say if you wanted to start with Cultured.
I can see a preview. All right, here's Cultured's.
Yeah.
Cultured's team of the season.
Is he back? He's back next week, is he?
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
This was Cultured efforts.
Kane up top. Rashford, Saka wingers. Odegaard, Fernandes midfield. Shaw, Martinez, Saliba, Trippier backline. Nick Pope in net. Let me read Cultured's comments real quick. I think he wrote. What did he write? He wrote something. And yeah, screw Man City. That's what he wrote.
he did. I think there's a little bit of, it's a little bit of United fandom in there. I know Martinez was good for you. I mean, he did get in. Is he still injured?
Yeah, he's injured. He'll be ready for preseason though.
Yeah, so obviously he didn't finish out the season. Maybe if he had, that would have been a reason to. But we could pick these apart from everyone's perspective, and I don't know if you want to do that.
Well, all I'll say is I think I think you can argue all of these players, right? For all these players, I think there's probably I went a little weird, but there's probably a pool of maybe 25 players we've all chose from pretty much. I would say maybe even less. That's a high estimate. I think everybody would probably agree on 8. I think we could all agree belonging Saka. I think we all. Well, anyways, let's keep going. That's Culture. He's not here to defend himself, so let's move on to the next one. Both of these say lineup. Okay, here is Milo's.
Iran, I put him in and I took him out. By the way, guys, please remember that this isn't about fielding a team. That formation would work on paper. This is purely players based on their season. So just keep that in mind, all right? But yeah, Haaland, Kane. I put Grealish in there because, City have been unreal, man. They've been unreal the second half of the season. And Grealish is a big part of that. Every time I watch them, dangerous on the ball, in great form. He's one of those players that really, you can see the right back panicking. Do you know what I mean? When he's coming at you, cutting in, cutting out, whatever it is he's doing. And then you got Haaland on the end of it. So yeah, that's why I put him in. Odegaard, from me, him and De Bruyne are both phenomenal seasons. Odegaard's stats alone tied De Bruyne's record for goals for attacking mid, right? He's had a phenomenal season. Saka, yeah, and then Ruben Dias for City. I could have picked Dias. I could have picked probably any of City's centre backs. To be honest, would have fit in there. Yeah. I went with Dias. Saliba, I thought was so much better than anyone thought. He was a phenomenal play for us, and Trippier is in everyone's. Pope. I went with Pope. I could have gone with Alisson. Socko, I saw you mention him. I could have gone with Alisson. I honestly, I also wouldn't. I thought Ramsdale was pretty good this year too. And I went with Estupinan, which I'm the only one that did that, but I had to get a Brighton player in there. And I thought he had a great season for them as well. And my manager, this app I used didn't have a slot for manager, but I would pick De Zerbi as manager of the season.
De Zerbi and Cultured had Marco Silva. Marco or Mario? Marco.
Yeah.
Marco. Nice team. I really like this Estupinan. I can't disagree with anything here. I think they all had great seasons. I can't disagree with anything. All right, here we go. This is my team. Yes, guys, no Haaland. Okay, I went for a little bit more of like a functional team. Like I would like to see this team play. That's why I went with Palhinha at the 6. That's the one that really, I think, pops out, and Mitoma on the left. I could have picked a bunch of Man City players. Let's be honest, and I could have picked a bunch of Man City players. I think I could have slotted in Odegaard in here as well, and I definitely could have put De Bruyne, Haaland, Grealish, etc. But I didn't want to. I kind of limited myself to 2. So I had Gundogan, who I think, it might be recency bias, but I thought he had one of the best. He's one of my most favorite players. I think Gundogan is the best number 8. He can drop down, pick up the ball. He can go box to box. He can do everything. And I'm really impressed with John Stones this season, playing that false center back role. I think he's done that really well. And similar reason why I put Shaw in there. Shaw slotted in at left back or at center back very nicely when Martinez was injured and we didn't feel confident with Maguire there. Shaw stepped in, played beautifully at center back. So I think you have a lot of... This would basically... If I would switch one thing, I would put Shaw on the left, Saliba in the middle, who I think Saliba is... I think the best... He had... this is a breakout season. This is massive season for Saliba. And Stones on the right. Kind of a back 3 with Trippier and Mitoma on the left. Mitoma was a tough one. I was looking at a lot of wingers. There was Mitoma. There was March I was looking at. Obviously Grealish. Rashford. I can't put Rashford in. I just can't do it because he dropped off so hard, in my opinion.
I will say... Yeah. Mordechai mentions no one put Salah in, and I will say he would have definitely been on my... If we had a bench, he would have been on it for sure.
I had Saka and Salah on the right wing.
Yeah.
I think Saka just had a better season, and I just think he had a better season. Maybe the stats don't show that, but Alisson had how we talk about XG for goal for scorers. He had the highest XG for goalies. You know what I mean? Like he stopped the most goals against the odds of XG. Mm-hmm. And same with Kane. Kane had the highest. He scored 8 more goals than he was expected to in a tough season for Spurs. And I couldn't put Kane and Haaland in the same team. It didn't feel right to me. But I did throw Bruno in there. He created the most chances in the league, big chances and small chances. He plays every minute. He's on the up as well. That doesn't matter. It's just this season.
Yeah, for sure. Now, before we do Hoff's team, I'm going to post the link in the chat that we used. And if anyone in chat wants to do their team of the week, we'll go through and submit them to us on Discord. We'll go through them next week. Because we're going to need content for the summer starting next week.
And I think
so we'll do chat's team of the seasons next week. So Socko, I see you did yours there. I like it too. It's a good team. Feel free to build a team, send it to us on Discord or through Twitch, on however you want to do it.
Yeah, and
But yeah.
also if you want to do, I was thinking we do La Liga, Bundesliga, City. Yeah, just one for each of us three as well. So if anybody wants to do those teams
like
as
that.
well,
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
go for that as well. But yeah, I think and Palinha. The reason I put Palinha is because Fulham finished like 10th or 9th, and everyone had them going down. And I think João Palinha was the signing that kept them up. Basically, I think he was they had a good season, and Marco Silva was a great manager. But when we talk about XG, I think Fulham overachieved. I think Fulham and Brighton, overachieved the most. I want to say. I don't want to. Don't quote me on that, but like Fulham. That's why I have Fulham player and Mitoma in there, just to kind of.
I'll be honest with you.
I gotta give credit to him.
I kind of wanted to fit a Villa player in. I thought Villa have overperformed, especially since Unai came in.
Yeah.
So like
Lights out.
it was difficult to not put a Villa player in there.
Yeah, but that's my team. I'm pretty happy with it. I think just the Mitoma position maybe, and center backs were tough, and obviously Bruno, you got KDB and Odegaard right there too. Let's see, and we have Hoff's team. Hoff, interesting team, Hoff.
Oh yeah, I mean, the top four is pretty much the same: Kane, Haaland, Saka, Grealish. That left wing is kind of a tricky position because you could put any of like 4 players, maybe 5 players in there. De Bruyne had another great. I don't feel like he was. He wasn't like beating people over the head with how great he was this year, but it was like a quiet, great season. He was really good. I picked Etze kind of for the same reason that you picked Palinha. Like he was a driving force for Palace, especially after Vieira left. I think he helped, not single-handedly, but he definitely helped keep them up with his performances. He's just, I think that this was his breakout season. And yeah, I just have high hopes for him in the future. I thought he had a really good season. Trippier's, I think he was unanimous, and Saliba. Cher, I was really I flipped the coin between Cher and Botman for the other center back position because I think they were both really good. And I put Dan Burn at left back. I just wanted to highlight that Dan Burn played left back this year, and he was good at it.
He was.
Like he may not have been because I was gonna put Luke Shaw in there, but I was like, I need to mention that Dan Burn had a great season at left back. Like of all the wild things that you could have predicted at the beginning of the year, I would not have predicted a 6'7" man playing left back effectively on a Champions League qualifying team.
Yeah.
And for my manager, I picked Gary O'Neill because Bournemouth were written off when he took over, and he kept them up. And I was between O'Neill and Emery, but I think O'Neill did a great job with Bournemouth. So he was my manager of the season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention David Raya in net. I just think there's like 3 or 4 goalkeepers in the league that are just integral to how their team plays. And I think he is a great example. Like Brentford play completely differently, which is so wild that a team will play differently when their goalkeeper isn't in. So yeah, I just think he's a great example of a modern goalkeeper and how they can affect a whole team's tactics and not just be a shot stopper.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think linked with United as well.
Yeah, he's definitely gone. They just signed a keeper today. It's just a matter of where he's going. Yeah,
nice team. Nice team. Yeah, Newcastle was a tough. I mean, I got Trippier in there, but I was thinking, Callum Wilson had a good season. Isak had a good season.
It hurt me not to put Bruno in there.
I
almost did.
It's tough. Yeah, they had and obviously Nick Pope as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice teams. Should we do one for Champions League and Europa League? Maybe player of the season, coach of the season. There's a whole thing on Twitter I saw. Coach of the season, player of the season, flop of the season, signing of the season, all that stuff. Maybe we can do that next week after or maybe next week. We'll figure something out. We'll post in Discord about it if anybody else wants to throw in. Let's look at Sokko's team real quick here. Allison, Shaw, Diaz, Saliba. Yeah, see, that's what I wanted to do. Just stick with 3 defenders, you know? Like, it would have made things a lot easier. Gundogan, Odegaard, Grealish, Saka, Haaland. Oh, we got a space for one more. Did he write? 11th player is Chelsea's transfer window. Okay, there we go. I was wondering. There we go. There we go.
Wait, that gives you a bonus 12 players.
Yeah, that's true. That's an expensive bench.
No, I think he would be able to write back or something. Chelsea. Nice.
Let's build. And you want to do a flop team of the season? No, I mean we're getting maybe in the summer
team.
when we're desperate for something to talk about.
Okay. Let me see what else I got in my notes here. I mean, yeah, that's all I got for the Premier League. Luton are promoted to the Premier League, so it'll be Sheffield, Burnley, and Luton.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yep.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because Wednesday are in the championship now.
Yeah.
Oh man, so we don't get to see a Sheffield derby next year. Damn.
No. I guess we could talk about this before we talk about the other leagues. Champions League group pots.
Oh.
You know, kind of interesting. There's a couple things on the cusp here. Feyenoord could end up in Group 1 or Group 3. And Feyenoord will be a difficult team to play against. That's if
Inter
Man
Milan
City,
too.
Yeah, Inter Milan as well, right? If Inter wins the Champions League, then they'll be in pot 1, right? And if Man City wins the Champions League, I think Feyenoord move into pot 1. Yeah, I think that because they're Netherlands champions. But yeah, could be some interesting one. Milan in pot 3 could be tricky. I mean, Sociedad, Celtic, and Newcastle, pot 3 or 4, you know, still to be determined. But yeah, big matchups here between pot 1 and pot 2. Madrid in pot 2, United pot 2, Arsenal. I was fed incorrect information earlier in the season where someone told me that Arsenal would be in pot 4, and that's just not true. So that'll make things a little easier for them. But I think everybody's going to be wanting Benfica, right? I guess that's the group you want to start with. I mean, Benfica is not that easy, but you know, that'll be interesting to see. All right. Should we do some roundup from around Europe? I want to talk a little bit about what's going on. You want to talk about that big weekend in Bundesliga?
Yeah, give it a half. Give him the reins.
Yeah. So Dortmund shat the bed. I mean, that's the only way to put it. Like, they did not show up for the first half of that game, and it cost them the title. Props to Mainz for, especially after how Mainz have been playing like their last 5 or 6 games. They took control of the game, and Dortmund had no answers. They brought Royce on early. He didn't have much of an impact. Actually, the game it kind of shifted back towards Dortmund when Gio Reyna came on, but they just couldn't get goals. They had a ton of chances, but they couldn't score. Niklas Sula had a nice equalizer, but in the end, it didn't matter. And Bayern Munich ended up winning the title because they won. They beat Cologne 2-1, and Cologne, like I said, props to Mainz, props to Cologne as well, for making it. And it was interesting, like up until the final whistle in both matches. It was a really, really good games, good title race. I'm just glad to see the Bundesliga go to the final, essentially the final whistle of the season, instead of being over in March like it has been in most recent years.
Mainz played out of their socks for some reason.
Yeah, Mainz were. That is not the Mainz that we've seen for the last like 2 months.
Yeah,
they've been terrible. No, they had nothing to play for.
And Dortmund look so flat-footed and
they didn't look like a team that could win a title if they won the game. It was so weird.
What it seemed like, I was watching the game, and it seemed like Dortmund was waiting for something to happen. Like, it's almost like they knew they were going to win at the end of the game somehow.
Right.
Or like they thought, and they were just kind of going through the motions. Haller missed that penalty, which was big. And that was a big, it was a penalty at 1-0. They were down 1-0.
Yep.
They missed the penalty.
It was after. It was soon after that goal.
Mainz goes right down the field and scores, and Emre Can's caught in no man's land on the header, puts his head in his shirt. Unfortunately, Bellingham was injured. He's out, and he might be having knee surgery as well. So that's kind of a bummer for him that he couldn't play. But yeah, like I said, Gio Reyna came on, instant impact. I don't know what it is with Gio Reyna though. He must have like horrible stamina or something, because he gassed out really quick in that game. I just always noticed that. And he never starts the games. He always comes on in like the 60th minute. But he looks so good for like 10 minutes when he comes on. Just like an amazing super sub. But yeah, so sad, dude. I can't believe they choked it. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, for Bayern fans, that Musiala goal was massive for him. You know, that's a massive goal for him. He came on as a sub, and that was proper super sub. Great goal. Great goal. And you know that, I don't know, I wouldn't call it would you call it like an Aguero moment? You know, it wasn't last minute obviously, but it was a pretty big goal for a young kid. To come on and score. Aguero moment. I mean, Bayern fans are all happy, and I think, you know, Bayern Munich. It was. I think that was a great game for the Bundesliga, right? You know, I don't know how many times how many occasions they've had a title race go down to the last day, but it probably got the highest ratings they've ever got. You know, two biggest clubs going at each other. Bayern with massive, you know, worldwide fan base. You know, celebrating it that way had to be pretty awesome for them. Obviously, everyone else wanted Dortmund to win, but besides that, it was good for the Bayern fans. You know, give them a little excitement. And then right after the match, Sahila Zamalevic, what's his name?
Salihamidzic.
What
I mean, that was decided. It was decided before the game.
Sorry,
it had to have been decided before.
Can you say your pronunciation one more time?
Salihamidzic.
Yeah, Kahn wasn't allowed to be there.
Yeah, they both got fired right after the game, and then Kimmich was like, you know, it was kind of awkward. You know, you're celebrating the title, but then you're like looking at two dudes that just got fired. You know, it's just like, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah,
they could have waited a little bit, maybe.
I don't know why, and I've read nothing that backs this up. I wouldn't be shocked if they hired Nagelsmann, and that's why they fired them, because they fucked up that Tuchel signing and the Nagelsmann thing.
Yeah, Tuchel could be leaving as well.
Yeah,
that's true. But also Tuchel. Okay, more reports from Germany that they're interested in Declan Rice. Tuchel likes Declan Rice. Anyway,
everybody likes Declan.
And Vlahovic. They like Vlahovic and Declan Rice.
Oh, okay.
It was decided way earlier, but I think they made it public immediately after they won the title. Yeah, right. Yeah. They announced it. They could have kept it under wraps for like 2 hours, maybe,
right?
At least, and then just announce it. But good for Bayern though. You know, but geez, Dortmund just unbelievable. I thought Dortmund would win that game.
Yeah.
But no, they choked.
Did you see the coach? I mean, they're fans. Fair play to them. They were very, very.
Oh yeah, the interview with Aiden Terzic
Yeah.
after. Yeah, that was a great interview.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was just saying how they were disappointed, but this is like where the direction of the club goes from after here, things like that. Just, I mean, kind of coach speak, but you could tell like he was fucked up, man.
Oh, he was sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I
Yeah, he
didn't
was
get what you
emotional.
guys were saying.
Which
Okay,
I mean, I
gotcha.
don't blame him.
He was
Oh.
broken.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. That's got.
But fair play to the fans. I mean, the fans there are pretty incredible, I think. Anyway, right? Dortmund,
Yeah.
they're renowned for it.
Yeah.
Sea of Yellow, just full song. Yeah, fair play to them because there's a lot of places that wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the most important news in the Bundesliga, Union made the Champions League.
Yeah.
Let's go. I know I've been on the Union train all season. They secured the Champions League, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that next season at a 22,000 seater in the Champions League. I'm interested to see what their summer looks like. If they make any big signings relatively big signings. I don't expect them to be in the race for Vlahovic or anything, but yeah, that was the I guess the silver lining for the Dortmund disappointment for the neutral / non-Bayern fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who came up? Heidenheim, Darmstadt, and Hamburg. Hamburg are in the playoff against Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Heidenheim scored a 99th minute goal to beat Regensburg 3-2. So that put Heidenheim in first place, and they jumped because it was 67 points, 66 points. So Heidenheim were in the playoff spot, and then that 99th minute goal moved them to automatic promotion. And Hamburg are just snake bitten, man. They can't get automatic promotion. It's I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know if they'll beat Stuttgart. That'll be, I don't know what day that is. It's sometime this weekend, I believe. But
I'll have to look out for that.
yeah, I need to get my weekend wrap up company Amex to go over to that match.
There you go. Lufthansa, right? That's
Yep.
the German line.
That is. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Oh, and also Leverkusen. They got a red card early in the game. I don't know if you saw that red card.
I didn't
Dude
see
just
the red
kicked
card.
the guy and got a red card. It was pretty funny. It was like what minute was it? 8th minute of the game. The guy just kicked the guy. They had to win to get Europa League, I think. Now I think they're in Conference League now.
Yep.
Just kicked the guy. They got just down to 10 men in the 9th minute in the final game of the season. Anyways, yeah. So Xabi Alonso, the fairy tale kind of sad ending, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. But I do think a couple players might be leaving there, right? Florian Wirtz could be leaving.
Yeah.
Frimpong could be leaving.
Tapsoba probably.
Maybe Tapsoba as well. Oh, and Dortmund, apparently the Mohamed Dahoud has apparently agreed terms with Brighton.
Yep.
So he'll be going to Brighton as well.
That's a good signing for them.
Yeah, he's I think 96 born, so yeah, he's 20 something, 29, 27. Anyways, yeah, good stuff for Germany though. Good final day.
Yep.
Bit of drama. Serie A and La Liga aren't quite finished yet, but you want to talk a little Serie A, Milo?
Yeah, I got a few notes for you.
Sure.
Definitely not as exciting as the Bundesliga climax. Yeah. But yeah, one game to go still in Italy. Probably the biggest news of the week is the Napoli manager announcing he's taking a year out of the game.
Yeah, is that interesting?
So Luciano Spalletti.
Sabbatical.
That's the best Italian accent I could do. I'm sorry. I'm from England. Yeah, he's going to take a year out of the game. So he said sort of a sabbatical, but not a sabbatical. So Yeah, I don't know. I mean, other managers have done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a surprise, though. I mean, I guess maybe, yeah. Let's see what happens in the summer transfer-wise for them. If if Kvaratskhelia and Osherman and whoever else get poached by, I'm not going to say bigger clubs, other clubs, then, maybe he knows next season will be tough. It'll be tough to repeat. They're not going to compete in the Champions League. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? Who knows what the reasons are? But interesting decision. So yeah, that was kind of big news. Lazio strengthened their claim for second with a 3-2 win over Cremonese. Inter got the same result against Atalanta, leaving them in third. Milan beat Juve 1-0 to go 6 points clear of fifth and secure the top four. Juve will battle Roma and Atalanta for 5th through 7th now. That's as good as they can do in their roller coaster season. At the other end of the table, it's interesting. Relegation battle between Verona and Spezia will go down to the last day. They're both locked on 31 points, so that's going to go down to the wire. Verona, they looked safe this weekend. They were leading 1-0 versus Empoli. A win would have kept them up. They conceded a 96th minute equalizer to leave them level on points with Spezia. Verona are away at Milan, and Spezia face Roma at home. Apparently, I read this. I think this is true. New rules this season mean that goal difference is not going to decide the fate in the event that they're both on the same amount of points. It would be a playoff game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That'll be tasty.
I mean, that would be mega stakes, right? I mean, imagine doing that in the Prem.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Like, given the financial, clout.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Right. Yeah. So there you go.
Nice.
Pretty good though, I think.
Yeah. So hopping over to La Liga, at the top of the table, the top 6 have now been confirmed. Barcelona, Madrid, Atletico, and Real Sociedad are through to the Champions League, despite Sociedad losing to Atletico. Villarreal and Betis are confirmed in the Europa League. Betis winning 2-1 over Girona, and Villarreal losing. They weren't able to put any pressure on Sociedad. But the real fun is at the bottom of the table, and I actually have. Let me get a. I was watching the games. I was watching the table. So this is how the table began on Sunday, the match day. So a lot of these teams playing each other. So this is how tight it is. 41-38 separates 13th and 19th. This is when Espanyol took the lead, and they were on 38 points, right? So big lead. And then Cadiz score. So Cadiz currently in 17 here. They score against Celta de Vigo, who are in 13th up there. And the table looks like this. Now, Cadiz has hopped up all the way to 13th place. And Celta de Vigo now in 16th, just 1 point above safety. Then Getafe take the lead. 17th place Getafe take the lead. And they hop to 13th place against not against Valencia. By the way, Espanyol is playing Valencia here as well. A lot of these teams are playing each other. I can't remember exactly who's playing each other, but you can kind of figure out. Then Valencia at the death score to put Espanyol in 19th place. This is a last-minute goal. Also, a very, very sketchy disallowed goal for Espanyol. Keeper goes up for a ball, Espanyol player goes up for a ball, and the ref calls it a foul by the striker on the goalkeeper, and the goal gets disallowed. Anyways, big decision there. But Valencia get the draw, and that confirms Espanyol are relegated from La Liga. But it is going to go down to the last day. These are the last day fixtures. So Celta de Vigo, who's on 17th, play Barcelona. Who knows what will happen there. Cadiz will be probably safe. They play Elche unless Elche pull out a result. 13th place. And then we have Valladolid versus Getafe, which could be massive, right? With Valladolid win could hop them over Getafe, which could be, it's going down to the wire. And Almeria, who do Almeria play? They play Espanyol. Espanyol's already down. That could have been a more important match had Espanyol not conceded. But Espanyol's going down. But it's real tight at the bottom here, and Celta de Vigo have a tough job. Toughest job probably against Barca. But then again, Barca doesn't have much to play for. But yeah, could get interesting in Spain. But yeah, so pretty exciting final day coming up. Yeah, these are the final day fixtures. So yeah, Valencia play Betis. So yeah, a bunch of games to check out this coming weekend. I'll probably be taking a look at those as they go. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Oh my god, I have to go to the bathroom so bad, but we're gonna. I'm good. I'm good. I feel like talking faster is gonna like somehow speed up time, but it's.
I mean, you can go, dude. Like me and Hoff can hold the fort.
I don't want to. Okay, if you. Okay, yeah, we got a little bit of time.
Just do it, bro. Like,
all right, I'll be right back.
Your bladder's not worth it.
I'll be right back.
All right. Hoff, let's use this time to settle the debate. Who's the best team, Arsenal or Tottenham? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Chat, do you have any questions for us? Why is Milo so angry today? Why is Milo angry at NLBMF?
I mean, that one's kind of self-explanatory.
You know when someone like a wasp at a picnic. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So what do you do to fix Tottenham in the summer? Half Limma said you've lost your hair this season.
Yeah.
What do you do to fix Tottenham?
Hire a manager.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I've seen a bunch of different managers, but I also see, which is kind of strange because we also don't have a director of football, whatever you want to call it, recruitment, whatever, whoever's above the manager that like signs off on sign-ins. We don't have that person either. But I've also seen
give that position to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what Paratici was.
Right.
And I think he's banned right now, but I think he's still acting as a consultant. He's just not getting paid. So at least that's what I've read. Like, oh, I think you should sign that guy, but if I were you, I would sign that guy. It's all in how you phrase it.
So Socko's posed an interesting question to you.
Who'd be a better manager right now?
He says Kane or Bale.
Well, I would take Bale.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have a trouble getting him off the golf course.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They could probably put a couple like par threes at the training ground though for him.
Yeah.
Paratici is working for Juve. I mean, I'm okay with what they got from Juve. The three of our better players. That's fine.
Thoughts on Messi 1.2 billion offer from Saudi? Is that real? Like that's a lot of money. That's for wages and everything? Like everything rolled into one, are we talking?
Probably. They're going crazy money in Saudi. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing.
Oh yeah, here it is. From May 9th. I mean, really? Like, if you're Messi, I don't know.
Nope.
I guess if money is a motivator, you do it, right?
Yeah, it's like,
but is money the
generational?
At this point?
You know, when the aliens come, he'll be safe. You know, he'll be able to pay for whatever.
He should go and be the best player in the MLS. I think the MLS needs. The MLS
he's
needs
not going to
something.
Get apocalypse money in MLS,
Yeah,
man.
no, he's not.
Getting apocalypse money in Saudi.
But he'd be close to the home as well, you know.
True, that's true. And more people would be able to watch him.
Yeah, and I
Argentina,
feel, and he'd be able
hours.
to, he could pop up at all the other sporting events. He can be ringside, courtside, rinkside. Like he can lavish up the attention. And the MLS, I feel like the MLS needs another kick.
Oh, for sure.
It
Absolutely.
had the Beckham, right, and then I don't know who was next. And Henri went there, and
Robbie Keane was a pretty big one.
Robbie Keane, yeah. Nigel Rio Coca. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I feel like MLS needs another injection of something big, especially before the World Cup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe something like that would happen.
Yeah, because didn't the Saudis, part of their, I don't know, their deal to Ronaldo was that he would stump for their World Cup bid, right?
Right.
For the after the US one. So maybe
Messi would make
maybe they just get Messi to just advertise. They can get that blank template logo and put Messi on it.
What about if Messi said, "Fuck it, I'm retired. I'm just going to play in the Kings League"?
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool too.
That would be kind of sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. Quitico brings up an interesting point. Messi and Phil Neville. Did you see Phil Neville's press conference the other day?
I didn't see it.
It was pretty funny.
I heard about it.
He told the reporter to show some effing respect, or something like that. It was
Did
pretty
he?
funny. Yeah, they lost a game, I think, in the U.S. Open or something. I can't remember. It's pretty funny. I forgot I had a couple other little things for Antoine Griezmann has registered a career. This is from La Liga, from his career best goals and assist tally of 29 in La Liga this season. 15 goals, 14 assists. I think he's been the best player in La Liga this season. He's had an amazing season.
Yeah.
They had that whole thing with his transfer where he could only play 30 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was lifted, and despite that, and maybe that's why he was so productive when he was on the pitch. But despite that, he's had his best season. I think after the January window, it was he could play full games.
Yeah, they figured all that out.
Feyenoord have gone the Dutch champions. Arne Slot is staying there. He had an interesting press conference. I don't know if you guys heard that. He speaks English very well. I could definitely see him in the Premier League one day. Talking about how he was a little more candid, if that's the word. He was a little bit more open, transparent about what his intentions were with signing a contract. He talked about an English team did approach him, but he talked about this, that, and he wanted to make sure that Feyenoord fans knew that he didn't speak to them in order to get more money in his contract and stuff like that. Very, very nice human kind of. You got a really good sense of Arne Slot, good guy. But they've gone 2 full seasons without receiving a red card in the league, which is pretty cool. 2 full seasons, no red cards. News from Germany as well. Rafael Guerreiro is leaving Borussia Dortmund. Apparently, he is going to be going to Atletico Madrid for a new challenge. And obviously, Jude Bellingham going to Real Madrid. Sounds that will be confirmed. And that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. Anything else? Oh, there was something in chat. Why is football restricted to rich kids in the U.S.?
In what
Club
respect?
football. So, in the U.S., there's public, free. Well, actually, I don't know if it was free or not. You probably have to pay for uniforms, but it's very low entry. Anyone can join. You kind of sign up through your school. You're on a team with people from your school or your area in this town, and you play on that team. But there's also club football, which is much higher level. And I remember a lot of people, on my high school team were playing club as well, and that costs a lot of money. That's high level football, and college scouts, they scout that as well. Also high school. But if you go to public school and you don't live in a footballing kind of area, and you're on a shitty team, you're not going to get noticed. as easily. So
Yep.
a lot of players play club football, which can cost a lot. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know how. I know you used to coach. Maybe you know.
Yeah, there's I mean, there's a bunch of clubs because I'm in Columbus, so there's a bunch of clubs here, and then the Columbus Crew also have like their affiliated youth clubs as well. So if you can get into their academy, it's not like MLS academies you don't pay for, obviously, because they're trying to build their club. They're investing in you.
It's like a scholarship, basically.
Yeah, but like other I'm not sure what the acronyms are, but the other I'll say general clubs, it's like thousands and thousands of dollars a season, and you normally do like a summer season. You might do an indoor season. Well, here in winter, you might do an indoor season, and then you'll do your spring, summer season. Fall, you play for your high school or whatever your school is. And then you do the winter. So yeah, it's like thousands and thousands, and then you got the travel. But basically you're subsidizing these coaches training badges, basically. I mean, there's other stuff that goes into it, but badges aren't cheap to get here either. I know I've certainly looked into some. I have some, and I'm looking into more, but it's definitely a big investment too. But I don't think subsidizing it by making all the parents play for them and like dangling the carrot of college exposure, because I mean there's some clubs that are just bad. Your kid's not going to get spotted by a college if he or she's playing for certain clubs. Even if you go to showcase events, because the scouts aren't watching those clubs, they're watching the big clubs that, anyways, it's a mess. And Klinsmann, that's one of the things he wanted to change was just how the whole system worked. But he's no longer here, so it's still the same mess it was.
Yeah. Hopefully things change there. I'm just kind of browsing through other news. Ivan Toney in the news. He's been charged, suspended 8 months.
Yep.
He says, I used to rush to defend myself against false accusations, but now I watch to see who believes it, so I know who to cut off first, he says.
Damn.
Apparently he bet on his own games, his own team's games, but he was not in like a playing capacity where he could impact the team, I think, or something.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. I don't know what's going to happen there. My first take on it was, it's a betting country. He bets on some games. If it doesn't affect your game, I don't know. I just can't. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think I'm missing something because he got banned for 8 months.
Well, they said it would have been worse if he wasn't he's been clinically diagnosed as a gambling addict.
Right.
They said if he wasn't diagnosed as that, then he would have gotten an even harsher suspension.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I said to you guys in the Discord, the only thing he'll have no shot at playing for England, I don't think.
I think after this, after those details come out, it sounds like he won't.
I don't think.
Joao Cancelo, he receives two league titles winners this year. And what is the last one I had? Oh, I highlighted a tweet from Mohamed Salah. Did you guys see this tweet? He posted a picture of himself in black and white. Says,
was that
totally
the Champions
devastated.
League? Yeah.
There's absolutely no. Okay, I won't go into this. We don't got to go into this.
Why not? Read it out.
Okay, here we go. There's absolutely no excuse for this. We had everything we needed to make it to next year's Champions League, and we failed. We are Liverpool, and qualifying to the competition is the bare minimum. I'm sorry, but it's too soon for an uplifting or optimistic post. We let you and ourselves down. There you go.
I love that Cart was kind of waiting for permission to, you're like, no, I won't. And it's like, go on, read it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Liverpool will be in the Europa League, and United will be in the Champions League. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
I saw one of the.
You were enjoying the fact that he was sad about it.
I just think I just think this type of stuff is just so cringy. I just find it cringy. Maybe I'm old. I am older than Salah. I am his elder.
I think it's unfortunately it's just that's how it is now, isn't it? In social media, like, and I'm sure that they're encouraged to engage with their social media platforms and what have you. But
yeah, it's fine.
Sounds like see the video of the stadium, one of the stadiums that they could be playing at in Lithuania next year? They being Liverpool.
Yeah,
it's
with the train alongside the track.
Yeah. The train is going right beside the the pitch.
Do you guys do we have a rapid fire or no?
Yeah.
We don't. We do. Okay.
I got it ready to go. I was waiting for you to segue.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a rapid fire.
All right, yeah, we got it. I've already got your activation names, everything. So, Cartwheel, this week you are R10.
R10.
Half, yeah, R10. And half you are R9.
R9, yes.
Ooh. So don't say the wrong number.
I should have kept a little patch of hair right here. I would have known.
Triangle.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been great.
R10, I'll be no, whatever.
All right. Now these are historical questions. Some of them will be from pre-2006, but they should be kind of famous names.
Nah, let's do it.
It is what it is. It's a bit of fun, guys.
Let's do it.
For those keeping track, I think half is winning over. No, I'm just kidding.
That'll get me going, man.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm kidding. There's no overall statistics.
Oh, that's good.
All right, how many clubs based in London played in the first Premier League season in 92-93? Wow. How many London clubs? I'll only accept one answer from each of you, obviously.
I'll throw in. I got a number I'll throw in.
So R10, you're saying?
Oh, R10.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll go 4.
Incorrect.
R9.
You got a freebie. Go for it, half.
7.
It was 6. Oh! It was 6. It was QPR, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Wimbledon, and Crystal Palace.
QPR
I counted Fulham.
Wimbledon.
Damn it.
I did not.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, next up. Who is the gifted striker who scored 10 hat-tricks plus 1 5-goal effort during his career in the Premier League?
R9.
Go on.
Jermaine Defoe.
Incorrect.
Oh, I like where your head's at though. 1 5-goal.
Yeah, he scored 10 hat-tricks and 1 5-goal effort.
And he's retired.
Yeah.
10 hat-tricks and 1 5 goals. Alan Shearer?
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct.
Who was no one's written anything, by the way. Written. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Who was the Premier League's top scorer in 93-94, the season Man United won the league?
Ronaldinho.
Sure.
Cantona?
No. Freebie for Ronaldo.
Oh, I think I know.
Is it York?
It was the other one. Andy Cole.
Oh, damn it. Andy Cole, by the way, they don't talk about this a lot, but Andy Cole had, when Haaland broke Shearer's record, he broke Andy Cole's record as well. Andy Cole was tied with Shearer or something, wasn't he?
He was in there, I think, yeah.
Something like that. No, I think it was non-penalty goals in a Premier League season. Andy Cole was tied with Shearer or something. Sorry, go.
No, it's fine. Which country is the birthplace of former defender / midfielder Michael Essien?
Ronaldinho.
Go on, Kat.
Michael Essien is from the country of what is Ghana?
That is correct. That is correct.
There we go.
Which nationality was Shea given?
R9.
Go on, Huff.
Ireland. Irish.
I'll give you that. It's the
Ronaldinho.
No, I'm going to give him that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
It's-
Northern Ireland.
It's the Republic of Ireland. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine. What happens to the teams that finish in the bottom 3 of the Premier League at the end of each season?
Ronaldinho.
Oh, go on, Cart.
They get relegated.
That is correct. Who won the first ever Premier League?
Ronaldinho.
For me, you were both the same.
Chat. Tell him, chat. Chat.
Who
Just tell
won
him.
that? Who won that? I don't know. That sounded the same to me.
I think we called it a draw then.
We've got to draw and move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Oh, Castle says half. Half. Let's go
Oh,
half.
okay, fine.
Blackburn.
Incorrect.
Manchester United.
That is correct.
Oh, they won the.
Ba-boom.
Damn it.
They won the second. Yeah.
Yep.
They did, yeah. Gianfranco Zola joined Chelsea from which Italian team in 1996?
Ronaldinho.
Go on.
Between two. I think I screwed this up. Parma?
It is correct.
Nice.
Oh.
Cart's running away with this half.
Shoot.
I was going to say Lazio. Did he play for Lazio?
Which team won the league in 01-02?
Ronaldinho.
Go on.
Arsenal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn.
We've had that question a couple of weeks ago. All right. I was going to do a couple more, but I mean, it would take a Herculean effort.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's do this one. Last question then. For which country did Brad Friedel play?
R9.
Go on off.
My fellow bald. Bradley with hair. Brad Friedel.
Yeah.
The
you go.
USA.
There you go.
You know, I was looking at U.S. players who played in the Premier League. Do you know how many there are?
Right now?
No,
To-
all time.
All time?
To ever play in the Premier League. Okay, look, I don't quote me on this number, but this is the number it said on the thing.
Go on.
It was more than expected. Let me just put it that way.
So
I
was gonna
I
go
don't
around
know if I believe this.
86.
Yeah, kind of in between. It was 49.
Oh, okay.
Wow. 49.
49, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, there were so many. There were so many players I just didn't remember, and I still can't remember them.
Joe Max Moore.
Spectre.
Oh yeah, Jonathan
Eric,
Spector. Yeah.
Did Eric Winalda play? No, not Winalda.
I
There
don't
was
know if
another
he
guy.
did. He was in Germany.
There's so many
I
names:
know.
Casey Keller, Hanneman,
Yeah.
McBride.
Howard, Friedel.
Yeah, all the
Eddie
keepers.
Johnson, Oguchi Onyewu,
DeMarcus
so many.
Beasley, Don. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
It added up pretty quick. There was a lot of like loan stints, like Michael Bradley. He made 3 appearances for Villa.
Josie
On loan.
Altidore.
Josie Altidore.
McBride.
Yeah, McBride, Dempsey.
Dempsey.
Tim Ream now.
Yeah, that
Matt
might have been
Turner.
good. Like how many
Yeah.
teams? How many can you name? Would have been a good one.
And old Fatso at Leeds.
Hey man, leave my boy alone.
I'm just kidding.
Leave
Weston.
my
I'm
boy
just
Weston
kidding.
alone.
I'm kidding.
No,
I had-
that was the stat though. He had like the lowest win rate.
Have you seen me? I'm allowed to say it. It's fine.
Oh boy. Alrighty. I think that's the show, guys. We're right at 9.
Yeah.
I saw Limmer's comment. We got to play Project Zomboid.
Hey, man.
I am up for that. I tried playing their scenarios.
It's
like,
difficult, man.
It is hard.
It is really hard, yeah.
It's kind of nice that it's not super easy.
I'll send you the server deets
Okay.
that we're in, and then
Okay.
but ideally, you know, you could get in and survive for a bit, but we could come get you and bring you to where we've got all houses and communities set up. It's crazy. It's really good.
Oh, geez. Okay.
We've got all kinds of, we got generators going, we got cars, trailers, we got everything. It's great.
I'm trying to figure out how to build my player, you know, in the beginning.
Yes.
There's like so many options that I'm just doing these little scenarios and randomizing it and just like trying out different things and just trying to get a hang of it. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
For sure.
Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The racing this weekend was pretty good overall.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The
Well,
wet.
I'd say how awesome the Indy 500 was kind of like brought the
Yeah.
quality level up. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Rain in Monaco is at least. I like Monaco anyway. I've no issue with it, but I just. Yeah, I don't know. The season is not gripping me so far.
How long have they been doing Monaco?
Oh my god, for the longest time.
Okay, it's one of the
and one of the biggest issues is the cars are so much bigger now and wider.
Yeah.
So back in the day, right, they were dinky little things, and there was opportunities to pass. But I suspect it will stay on the calendar. Maybe they'll alter the track to provide a couple of passing spots, but I don't know. I have no issue with it. I've told you guys before. I think Monaco is it is out of 24, 22 races that, you know, they're aiming for 26 a season or something. That's their plan. Like, out of all those races, to have one track where quali is king, it doesn't hurt to have a different kind of challenge on the calendar.
Yeah.
You know, why do you need every race? Why do you need every race to be the same format and the same? Do you know what I mean? To have one where quali is everything, and then because it's even, you know, it's, you know, most of the drivers love it. They love it because it is. I tell you what, go. If I could tell anyone to even though it's a bit arcadey for me, but I still think it's fun. If you play the F1 game, if you have the opportunity to do Monaco in VR on the F1 game, give it a try and just see, and then put yourself in an actual machine that costs that much money to make, and not rub the walls, not touch the walls. Like it's a hell of a challenge. You need unbelievable reflexes, man.
Speaking of the machine, there was they apparently Mercedes bottom was exposed.
It was, yeah.
That was like a big deal, and it's like that type of thing. It's like when that type of thing happens, it makes me infinitely more interested in F1.
But the problem is, right? It'd be better if Red Bulls was. I don't, you know what I mean? Like nobody's copying Mercedes floor design. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the floor.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I don't know if you saw. I follow a few retired F1 engineers on Twitter, and they, you know, there was one of them with quite the thread on it, and he was saying, you know, even from still images, you'd be really hard pressed to figure out what the inner workings of how it fits in with the rest of the design, because it is the pinnacle. You know, technology wise, F1 is right up there for motorsports. Right. It's at the cutting edge. So what's underneath those shells is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know, just as a more of a casual, not as deep into it, seeing the kind of, you know, it wasn't like, I don't know if it was like an uproar, but it was like a unfortunate event, right, for Mercedes or whatever, because now their floor has been revealed. It just made things more interesting in a way. Like, I don't know, you don't really think about the floor design as a casual, you know, you don't think about the design or something. For me, like, I'm super casual. Like, I don't think about, like, you know, whatever, you know, just something as simple as that, like that being exposed to a, you know, what's a lower level team, like a Alpine or something. I don't know.
But then again, F1 is way less like that now anyway, because a lot of the people have worked for each other.
Okay.
Drivers, staff, everyone switched here and there. I'm sure it still goes on, but I feel like with technology out there anyway, right? You could have somebody in the crowd studying if you wanted to. They could study every inch of those cars up close with a high power lens. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's nothing. And if you look underneath, they're pretty flat along the bottom. There's stuff in there, but it's, you know what I mean? Like,
I think maybe it was funny, the video guy who took a video of, when the Mercedes car was being lifted, he was like, hey, get your, he was like yelling like, get your cameras out, this is your time, Mercedes not going to be happy.
Toto kind of was joking about it. I don't think they're fussed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if they were the leading car by 40 seconds a race, they would be more fussed. Who knows?
Yeah.
Imagine what Horner would have done. He would have had that guy fired.
Oh yeah.
Live on TV on Drive to Survive, because it's basically his show.
Yeah.
And
I
quickly,
don't like Horner. I'm sorry, guys. You know that. Not Horner
Miami Heat have defeated the Boston Celtics tonight by like 20 points or something.
And Vegas are going to the finals as well.
So who's in the final of the NHL? Is Vegas and
Florida.
Yeah, the Panthers.
Florida.
Yep.
Panthers. Nice. Alrighty. Well, let's wrap it up, Milo. You want to take us out?
Oh, yeah, of course.
With the
dad joke?
Dad joke.
I'm like, yes. I was waiting for my cue. Yes, here we go. What did the pirate say when he turned 80? He said, "Aye, matey."
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Nice.
Guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream as well. Good night, guys.
Yeah, it's bedtime. I'm going to
gotta
bed.
get some
I need
rest.
sleep. Yeah.
Good night, fellas.
Good night.
Adios.
Good night,
Thanks,
guys.
Carl.
See you next week.
Appreciate it,
Yeah.
bud.
Yep.
We'll see you. We'll see you.
See ya.
Good night, guys.
It's the Monday Weekend Wrap Up. 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 It's the Monday Weekend Wrap Up.